Hi, today I'm going to be doing a quick eyebrow tutorial and show you guys the things that I use every morning to do my eyebrows. So I have one of these little mirrors that I keep in front of me. I use for concealer, this is the Crayoncase lighter tone palette. And I have this makeup bag from Crayoncase. As you can see, I already reordered a new one. With these, I've actually been able to use all four of these shades, and I tried this one a little bit. I haven't used that much, but I'm working on this one now. So she has two different choices on her website. It's a lighter tone and a darker tone. So I use this for concealer. You need a brush like this, which you can find at your local beauty supply store. This is what we start off with to brush it. Brush our brows in the direction that we want them to flow. This is another item that I use from the local beauty supply store. This is an eyebrow pencil. This color is dark brown. Black is a no. We don't do black. So depending on the color of your natural brows, you can do a dark brown or a light brown if they're like much lighter than mine, if you have them dyed or something like that. But this has a little brush similar. I like this one. This is much thicker though. We have this at the bottom and the pencil, and it comes with a sharpener, so the point can be really sharp. Then we need an angle brush. This has a little bit of concealer on it already, so don't mind the color. But this is what the brush looks like. It's gonna get those lines really defined how you want them. And then at the end, what I do to blend, which is why I'm able to use these colors, because I'm blending it in my skin. So I didn't just buy 6 shades for nothing. I'm able to use more than just one. So what I'm going to do, you may see a reflection, but that's from this going to be in front of me. And what I'm going to do, you first need to do an outline of the shape of your brows. So I'm going to sharpen my pencil and get the point how I want it. It doesn't have to be this sharp, but I want to get those lines really straight. So I'm going to start with my brush, and I'm going to brush in the direction. So you may see me going back and forth, looking here and looking at the mirror. But I'm going to explain everything I'm doing. So right now I'm going to do the outline. And you're not going to use it as if you're writing on a piece of paper. You're going to use this very lightly. We're not going to press really deep into the skin. It's going to be light. So I'm just going to show you guys after. I'm going to follow the natural line of my brows. I'm not going to make a longer line. I'm not going to go over top in between my hair on my brow. I'm going to follow the line that I already have. Another thing that is best to have a nice shape is to make sure that you've already had cleaned up brows. So you can use one of these local beauty supply store to clean any extra hair over the top, right here and under, because you will be able to see those little hairs. So if you want it to be like really clean, you want to make sure that your brows are already shaped. So like my tail is very thin. That's just the natural shape of my brows. So I kind of fill it in a little bit without it being noticeable. So as you see, I've formed my line. I didn't necessarily do a straight line. I basically have been brushing like right under and going up. But I'm stroking very lightly. You don't want it to look very dark. Too dark. So I'm going up here. I'm not starting at the very front. right here, lightly shading and forming the direction, keeping the shape of how I want my brow. So once you get to that, I use this and I'm brushing the top. I'm brushing up in the front. To you, it may look weird. It's okay. It's just the end result that we're trying to get the good end result. So it's not going to look perfect just from you shading in and outlining your brows. And we're going to move on to the next one. So what I'm doing is I'm stroking under and going up. I am not hitting that very front corner of my brow. You want to keep that part kind of light so it falls into a natural look. And then what I kind of do is give an eye. So like they say, your brows aren't twins, they're sisters. So both brows may not look exactly alike. Taking my brush again. And as you can see, like some of the color kind of is fine. The concealer is going to clean all of that up. So you think you look like you got punched in the face or got a bruise on your eye, we gonna clean it up. Now that that's done, I'm gonna take my angle brush and use the shade that if you already have like a concealer that you already use that matches, I know some people do like the top, I believe, is a lighter shade concealer than the bottom. I stick to one shade. It's my preference. Angle brush, dab, both sides. We're going to start with the bottom. What we're basically doing, so it's like a slump. The higher end is where I'm starting. I'm going that direction. So the lower end is going that way. So I'm going to start under. Basically what I'm doing is forming a straight line for a nice clean look under my brow. So I'm in my mirror, but I want y'all to be able to see it too. Moving very lightly, take my time. And I have like a hump, so I'm sort of like curving and going down. And I do drag it down more. As you go back again, basically you're making the line cleaner, taking your time, and go up and come back down. Then I may switch to the other side, bring it down some more. As you get closer to the top of your eyebrow, move a little bit slow because you don't want it to hit any hairs and then you've messed up. So I'm shading, coming down a little bit more. I don't drag it all the way down. You'll see how that works when I'm finished. But I know some people who may fill the entire lid with the concealer. I don't do that. And it may take you to do this numerous of times. I'm telling you. I used to jack my brows up. One time I did buy, they have like brow pomade, and I bought some and it was too dark. And I was like, nope, it's not going to work. Then we're going to dab again, both sides, and we'll start with the top. Starting here, going, make my line. Come around. You're going right over top of those hairs. Right over top of you, forming a line. You want your line to be as clean. So I'm gliding this short end. I'm gliding, dragging it across. I'm not going like this and making my line. I'm using the short end, the very short end of the angle brush. And I'm dragging it. It's positioned this way. And I'm dragging it to form the line. Then I'm gonna, like I did for the bottom, lay it flat, bring it up some. As I get close to my brows, my hairs, I slow down a bit. I don't go as fast because I want to make sure I don't hit anything that I don't want touched with the concealer. So, you see we got this going on. We got beat up over here. We're going to fix it. Dabbing again. I also have Crayoncase brushes. So this one has like an angle brush right here. This is I think it's like a 5-piece ink pens. This says eyeshadow brush set. And I also use the brush cleaner as well. So what you'll do after you use this, you can take this and rub it in a circle to clean it. Clean your brushes. I love Crayoncase. But I haven't mastered my shade for the pomade. I feel like it's a bit too dark. So I'm going to stick to the safe zone. So I don't be looking crazy out here. It took a while to get this right. So we're going under, using the end, and I'm dragging the brush to make my line. Your brows will not be twins, they will be sisters. So, for instance, you see how right under here where my thin side starts, it's kind of like a perfect line. And this one doesn't seem to be all the way lined across. We get that sometimes. I'm taking my pencil and I'm shading over just a little bit. As you can see, I filled some of that in. So don't be scared if you've messed something up. Most of the time you can just use your pencil to go right over the concealer. Don't do it too much because then you'll see it'll look kind of wet. You'll see that you just basically drew over top of something. We're going to dab again and we're going to do the top. Once again, we're dragging. We're sliding. This is not facing this way and we're going over. We're dragging from the side. So right over the top. We're outlining the top and we're bringing the concealer up. Just like that. So if you ever seen someone who you can tell they use concealer, but it kind of looks like this, they did not blend it at all. We want it to blend. You don't want to be able to tell. I mean, once you have the look of how you want your brows to look, you can tell that you've enhanced them, but it doesn't look like you just threw like a shade of something on your face and just left it there. That's not what we want to do. So I'm just going over what I've already done. You want to make sure that it's a nice, clean, even sweep. Nice, clean, even. I'm just going over some of the spots that might not be filled in with the concealer. You don't want a few spots light or it's like you can see through, so I can see my skin, versus it being concealer covered throughout the entire space. We're going to take these. This is one from the beauty supply store. Crayoncase has these as well. They have I think it comes with 3, but I love these. What we're going to do, we're going to start at the bottom. We're going to use the top. I'm dragging down. So I have my middle finger right in the center of my sponge, and we're dragging down. We can use the tip to get a little closer because you still don't want it to look like you just got a bunch of makeup sitting under your eyebrow. So I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm going very lightly. So it's like this portion is what's brushed against my skin on my brow, not the entire sponge. So it's just this portion, like half. And the tip is starting right where the concealer was, and I'm just bringing it down. Don't forget to get this corner too. You don't want that extra. And over here, blend it down. So when we get to the top, we're still going to use the tip. I start in the middle because I want to make sure that concealer is blended in the middle as well. I'm going to take it and I'm going the direction like we did the brush. We're going to the side. So I'm brushing it back. Middle finger is in the center. That's my daughter with the TV on. Sorry, guys. No. So we're going to continue to brush. Get those sides too. We're going all the way up here. We want it to blend. I'm coming back. I'm brushing back. Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? Do you see it? So it's clearly visible that I have, you can basically see where I have the concealer. Over here, you no longer see that line anymore. We're doing something right. On to the next. Half of the brush is right on my eyelid. We're going down. Down. I'm going to get these corners. Get a little bit closer to the top using the tip of the sponge. Do not hit the brow. You're going to drag your color pencil down and you're going to look how it looked when it was messed up right there. And you don't want that. Use your mirror so you can see I'm like literally up on my mirror. As you can see, the mirror is right here. I'm literally up on my mirror. I can see everything. Going up. We're just brushing our outline. Coming up, bring it up. We're spreading it up. Get those sides. Drag it out. Drag it out. It's gonna blend into the skin. Blend in the skin. That's the goal. Blend in the skin. You see any lines anywhere? You see any lines anywhere? I don't see any lines. Nope. But you cannot never blend too much. So you want to make sure it is blended. Blend, blend. Blending is key. Every time I see makeup artists doing videos, blending is key. Super says blending. Blend, blend, blend. Now, with the whole eyeshadow, I can do a little bit, but I'm in no shape or form a makeup artist. I do not do makeup on other people. I've done makeup on my sister's face. Natural look. I'm not with the fancy fantasy wear. I haven't mastered that type of stuff, but I know how to do like a nice little, I might spice up a little bit, pop color here and there, but it's nothing advanced. But I've always watched a lot of Super's lives. If you don't know, Super is the owner of the Crayoncase. So once again, this is from the Crayoncase. The concealer, lighter tone. She has a darker tone available as well. Our brush, local beauty supply store. It's nothing on this end, it's just the brush. Our pencil, which has the sharpener at the top, and it has a little brush. My little brush fell, but this brush is much thicker than the brush that comes on the pencil. And our angle brush, and we used our sponge. So I'm pretty sure that's like less than, we're at like, maybe if you need a mirror, we're less than like $20. And it didn't take long at all. Not long at all. So hopefully you learned something today, and I made you getting together and spicing up your look a bit easier in the mornings or in the midday, afternoon, depending on when you leave out. But just a little brow enhancement, throw some lashes on. That's a whole nother video, because doing it yourself, that's a job, and I'm still not like a pro with it. But those, even just the brows, can look like you have a full face of makeup, a natural face of makeup. Throw some lip gloss on, you're good to go. So make sure you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you for tuning in to Toys Touch of Beauty brow tutorial.